Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Senestech channel, an agricultural biotechnology life science company managing animal population through fertility control. We're going to be talking about the expansion globally, some recent distribution agreements, and so much more. But first and foremost, we're joined by Thomas, the Chief Financial Officer, to give us the rundown. First and foremost, welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
I love getting you on. This is a fascinating industry and a new realm of dealing with pests and population control. I'm sure something fertility control. I'm sure something that is largely underlooked or even thought about in an intriguing, non-toxic way. But you guys have really taken this to a whole nother level. We've talked about New York, talked about the problems in California, some of the partnerships you've done with some of the governments here. But I mean, you guys are getting into the Maldives. These are some distribution agreements going on there. Do you want to talk about these distribution agreements and kind of just what's going on and some of the challenges?
Yeah, the Maldives is a really interesting area. I don't know if you've ever been. I've never been, but I saw pictures there. The resorts there are these little tiny islands. And so they have this unique issue with, because they're resorts, you don't want to have a lot of poison around. But because it's a resort, you don't want to have rats around. And so pest terminators came to us and said, we really think the contrapest can really help us here in giving us something that's not going to be potentially a danger. But we've got some unique issues. I mean, we can't just put out traps and everything. The clients wouldn't like it. Guests wouldn't like that. So, the idea of a ground-based bait station with contrapest in it to reduce the overall reproduction. And because it's an island, once you do control that, you can actually eliminate on the islands and keep it eliminated so that you don't have to, you don't have the issue of the rats. It's a very closed environment. The other thing is, though, that not all of the rats are living on the ground. They're actually living in the trees. And so this was also a unique opportunity for us to introduce the Elevate bait system, which is targeted towards rats that are not living on the ground. And so by putting both of these together with pest terminators, we just think this is a great opportunity to demonstrate a utilization of contrapests that we haven't seen before.
Now, I do want to talk a little bit about some of the international opportunities here as well, but you also have this Elevate system that you kind of referred to prior to the call. Do you want to expand on a little bit about what that is?
Yeah, it's something that we developed especially for roof rats, and it looks kind of like a hamster zipper tube, but it's a little high-techy, a little more high-techy than that, but it is targeted towards rats that aren't living on the ground, whether they're roof rats or Norwegian rats, it doesn't matter. It still will be very useful. Now, because of the delivery system, it's also very, I don't want to say not immune, but it's resistant to weather issues because it just doesn't have that, it has that little ball in it. So it's really, really a useful tool that we really didn't know is unique in the market. Nobody's got something out there like it. So it might not just be for contrapests, it might be for other things as well. But the Elevate is a new product that's a new delivery system for us that is really promising for a portion of the market, the rat control market, that hasn't been addressed before very well.
Yeah, I'll have to take a deeper look into it. And just to finish up, is there any other notes you have on this expansion into kind of these opportunities internationally? Because again, I've noticed on some of those news filings we briefed on kind of South Africa, a lot of places are recognizing this to be a huge solution. What are your thoughts on just further global expansion?
Well, first I want to kind of step back a bit. When we first started developing the product, we actually weren't going to be developing it for the US, but we were approached by the EPA. And they would really said, we want your product in the US because we think it's really worthwhile. We'll help you through the process to the best extent we can. Well, interestingly enough, we're now seeing that happen internationally as well. So recently we were approached by the NSPCA in South Africa, who came to us and said, we really need something like this to serve the population in South Africa that we can't put poisons out. We're really limited what we can do. We really think this will help, and we will help you do that. And that's exactly what they're doing. Is helping us go through the regulatory process along with our pest management partner there. But this is the kind of thing we're now seeing more and more inbound calls from international jurisdictions, where they're saying, we've heard about it. We love the concept. We want to do more with it. We will help you. We will actually take it through the regulatory process ourselves, which is something we really can't do as a small company. So it's really nice to see this kind of interest now coming through the professional international community and seeing the opportunity there, because the opportunities are huge.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely appreciate these insights, and I'll, as always, pass the question off to the viewers. We'd love to know what you think in that comment section below, and definitely consider subscribing, because as this news continues to hit the wire, we're going to update you here. But as always, we'll catch you in the next one.
All right.